So we're here for Game of the Year. That's about it. I don't know.
No, we're here to make our sacrifices.
Oh. Yeah. I was promised those 3 babies.
I brought a farm with me. It's on its way.
All right.
You didn't see it. They were following us on the way home.
Okay. Oh, I just had Noah's Ark being shipped here.
Clever.
Yeah.
Very clever.
So, anyways, let's get started on some of our things and our topics that I want to bring up. I want you guys to go first with best surprises, because I feel like we were going to talk about this for a bit.
Best surprises.
Not best surprises. Let's go with most disappointing first.
Alright, Neil, do you want to go?
Because you guys both kind of have the same one.
Alright.
Oh, that's true.
Alright, so the way I worded mine was, it took people this long to lash out at microtransactions. So, roundabout way to say, disappointed microtransactions got to this point where, it became this big thing.
It's because games had to make them mandatory.
Yeah, shit like Battlefront should have been a really fun game. From what I've heard people say about Battlefront 2, it was a really, really deep, fun game. And then, the series dies off, and then EA brings it back with Star Wars Battlefront, and it had a lot of problems. It felt like a half-baked game, and then you think, alright.
Apparently, without the microtransactions, the game was actually good, but you would never want to buy it.
No, it wasn't.
It doesn't even look good.
So, it's a half-baked game with or without microtransactions in the first one. So the second one, you're thinking, alright, now they can make it like an old-school Battlefront game. They don't even do that, and then they rife the game with microtransactions. And microtransactions, don't need to abbreviate. And it just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. You don't have Darth Vader at the starting point of the game. It's Darth fucking Vader. Come on, guys. So, I don't like microtransactions, so I'm really glad that this much of a backlash came to them.
Yeah.
I think that Overwatch did it correctly because you don't have to buy anything to enjoy the game.
It's all cosmetic. That's the only time I agree with them.
Yeah. It's like with me and DLC as well. If giant pieces of story that are absolutely mandatory for the full experience are locked behind DLC, that's a problem.
But if it's extra story...
Like how Call of Duty does it?
Yeah, like that. If it's extra story or costumes or stuff like that,
Mass Effect.
fine.
Dude, I think Breath of the Wild did it very... I think they did it okay, but I mean... They could have definitely... I think that... I'm gonna talk about this in another video, but... I think that the people that make Zelda need to realize that post-game is a thing, and they can't just not have post-game anymore.
Well, I feel clearing all the dungeon or the shrines is post game because you can play how you want to. So.
But I'm just saying yes, that works, but you can't just always have to fight Ganon. I think that's kind of spoiler alerts for a 9-month game. When you beat Ganon, you don't go in the post game like every other Zelda. Spoiler.
Well, I mean, you could just consider post game beating the boss, and if it does that shit where it brings you back to right before, and then so be it. Then anything you do after that is considered post game.
Yeah,
I don't think that should be a thing though, because you lose.
I like it
because you lose the interaction with the bay.
But my only thing is, quick tangent with games starting you right before you beat the final boss after you beat them. That way it could do whatever the fuck it wants to the world. It could destroy half the map.
That's
and
true.
it doesn't alright, you beat the game, now you can't go there. It's you can still go there, just know if you ever beat the final boss again, it'll get destroyed again.
Yeah, because that's a pretty common thing in basically most RPGs or story focused. Yeah, anything that has a focus on story will basically do that.
But it wasn't really focused on story.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying it's a common practice in games. Is my point.
So anyway, back to microtransactions.
Yeah,
wherever Neil finishes, I'm over.
Yeah, my most disappointing is just the continuation of that. I don't like microtransaction, and just the current trend towards more multiplayer only games is, as a person who likes single player games, I don't like it all that much.
Did you see the single players' lives matter?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Do you know who that woman was?
No.
She was the actress for Wonder Woman in the TV show.
Really?
Linda Carter. Cool. Huh. And that was pretty funny.
So, I mean, I don't know how I'm okay with it because, it's okay, I guess, but...
Yeah, it's not I'm not saying that, multiplayer, the only games can exist. It's just that it's just the way the trend is going is focusing more on that, which is okay as long as they don't forget about the single player experiences.
If they forget about single player, sorry to interrupt real quick, the market will get oversaturated with multiplayer games.
Yeah.
And then single player games will skyrocket. I mean, we saw Breath of the Wild, one of the best selling games, Mario Odyssey, best selling game, and they both were contenders for Game of the Year, and one of them won.
Let's see. There was not only that Persona 5 one player, Horizon Zero Dawn one player. The only game that wasn't was PUBG. That's early access, and from what I hear, it's good. And but it's better when you're with people you know in a party.
Yeah.
Like that's where it's kind of going, and that's what I'm okay with it. But I like having people over and doing local multiplayer, but it's just harder now than it has been with everybody's busy lives. So I guess what they're doing is fine. And I think that definitely Nintendo needs to up their game when it comes to multiplayer because
their online has always been abysmal.
That's always been a losing point for them.
Yeah.
So that's why with this new online and I will get into this when I get to my realistic prediction, is that I've been hearing a couple of things from Nintendo and their online subscription. So, and no, that's not my realistic prediction. But I think I'm gonna go first for my my best surprise or like most surprising. Oh wait, no, I never went to my most disappointing, which is ARMS.
That was okay.
I mean, I had some hopes for the game because I was just like, oh cool, this could be like another Punch-Out or something. And then it's like, oh, I forgot motion controls.
Yep,
like
it is.
Most players play with motion controls, and if you don't play with motion controls, you could basically be fucked, in a sense.
It's like Odyssey. You don't need motion controls, but you need motion controls.
Yeah, Odyssey, you definitely like benefit from motion controls. It's a trend Zelda's like it's a trend that the Switch has, but at least with some games, they are playable, but this is a multiplayer game with motion controls, which is where it's really bad.
Same problem in Splatoon. You can play with motion controls, but if you don't like motion controls, you have a bit of a curve.
Yeah, at least with, like, you have the option to play without them. Like, they're not so intrusive, for example, like the Skyward Sword, where you couldn't do anything without it, except for run. So, you know.
Run and press
Hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that so much.
So at least it's not like that. At least we can still play without the motion controls.
Same.
Cool. That was my mother.
So yeah, like it's
And now the phone's muted.
So it's a bit ridiculous, and I had some hopes, and although yeah, it's fun like with people because you have no idea what the fuck you're doing like locally.
But I feel like any Nintendo game that's multiplayer is fun with a bunch of people.
But like when we're here, it was fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
do you know how we act when we play Mario Party?
Exactly.
You can't replicate that online. I mean, you can, but you need a microphone.
But like, you need to be with people you know. You can't just be with random people. Which is gonna be interesting when Mario Party 11 comes out, and I think I do want to do a discussion on that eventually. This is, but it does get like it is weird, and what's the and I guess like so like if you can't play with motion, if you have to play with motion controls, it's dumb, and if you have to And also, it kind of got boring if you're alone after a while, so it's like literally only when you're with people is it fun.
Although I feel like that's the story for most fighting games without that much depth.
Yeah, for me that's like with Smash. I absolutely love Smash, but I find myself playing longer when I have friends than by myself.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like, for me in Smash...
that wasn't the case with me whenever there was Brawl, because I loved that campaign mode.
So let's face it, I've beaten it like 3+ times.
I've beaten it like 10+ times. I love that mode.
Yeah, it is great.
Best mode ever in Smash.
That's the thing. No single player for me, so I don't have an incentive to play for long periods of time.
Yeah.
like it really depends on the kind of player you are. Like if you like fighting games and like to get deep with them, then there's a lot for you. If you don't, then there isn't.
And if you want to like do the lab stuff and you want to become competitive, then there is like stuff for you, and you can play for hours. But with me, I get bored after so many hours. Like I'd have to be doing it with people.
Exactly. I'm more of a JRPG kind of guy. So when I play a fighting game, typically unless I'm with friends, I won't be playing much because, you know, fighting game there's an incentive to play with people next to you or with you, whether it be online or not. But when I'm there alone, I'm just stuck with my thoughts. I'm like, yeah, beat him, Green Lantern, Injustice 2.
Like, I like fighting games and I like playing them, even if it's not by myself, but it is hard to get...
Cool!
Just leave it alone.
It is hard to get motivated when you've... Like, if I didn't know that any, like... Or, like, I didn't have anyone around me that even played Smash, it'd be a lot harder to be, like, enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
But it's more fun because, like, hey, like, I could play against them, whatever, like... Yeah, I get
like
that.
me
That
playing
makes
alone
sense.
will give me the skill to play with my friends better.
Yeah, like, that makes sense. I see...
But I see that, but it's... There's no point in like that. That's why Smash on the 3DS was like the worst idea ever.
I mean, I thought it was pretty good, like Smash on the go, and I mean,
Yeah,
if
but-
Smash Switch comes out,
But that's
I mean, it
gonna
was
be-
only bad because it was basically the anchor to the Wii U. Can't have ice climbers. You have to get rid of a subspace because, like,
Okay.
That wasn't really that reason.
Yeah,
that was actually because Sakurai got
pissed.
pissed. But hopefully he's over it now, and we can get one
Yeah, right?
in Smash 5.
Please.
Like I'll have a video of top 5 once, but that will be in general. But that will be beside the point. Let's see. So most surprising this time. We'll go with Neil first.
All right. For me, honestly, it was kind of hard to think of something because nothing particularly surprised me. But I would say like how well the Switch was doing when it first came out. Because you know the PS4 is a monster. It's insane.
It really
but,
is.
Yeah. But it can go toe to toe with it. So like that made me really happy. I was like, good job, Nintendo.
Hold on. Think
Yeah.
about
You
this
made up
one
for
for a
it.
moment. 10 million units.
the Switch.
Yeah, has already sold 10 million units.
That's pretty good.
That made me happy. I was like, Nintendo, you're back.
Yeah, like it's coming off the heels of the Wii U.
Yeah.
This is a fucking step
The thing is,
forward.
despite how well the Wii sold, I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I'm like, I
Exactly.
like some of the games it has.
It's sold because of the casual market.
Exactly.
And then, you know.
But so this is the first sorry to interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the first console by Nintendo that's like actually enticing to buy. Like man, like
It's
has,
like,
it's gonna
we
have
have
awesome
casual
games.
Not
games,
only that,
but
it's,
we have games.
it's not only
Yeah.
the first of its kind, but it's also like a I don't know how to put it. But it's also but the fact that you're tapping into both markets of the portable and
Which the Wii U tried to do and failed spectacularly.
Yeah.
and like here because you can literally take it anywhere.
Home and
Which
portable play.
is why, in my opinion, Pokemon Switch is literally
That's genius. This thing was made to play Pokemon.
Yeah,
like that
This
is
probably-
literally the whole reason why that thing's probably gonna get. Whenever Pokemon Switch comes out, it's selling like 50 million.
Yeah,
it's gonna
no,
be at
seriously.
50 million.
like
it is so beyond gonna be
Yeah.
like
it is going to be the best selling Pokemon game ever.
that's
It will be.
The Switch
Yeah.
sales will like fucking
Skyrocket.
double or
You know what the
something?
best part about it is? Is that like for games like Metroid that were primarily console based, they won't have bullshit controls. Like think about it, like the DS Metroid Prime game is terrible because of its...
Hunters.
no Federation Force
No, the other one. The one
Hunters?
on the yeah.
Hunters. Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you have to
Hunters.
use like touch controls
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
insanely
And you
hard to play.
it's
yeah.
it's very intrusive with the controls, but with this, the Joy-Con's literally attached to the Switch. That's your controller, so it's
Yeah.
not going to be that hard.
Fun fact for you guys though, because I know that you're never gonna play it. For Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you know how you go to Ultra Space?
Yeah.
That's motion controls during the first part of it.
Hit.
Yup.
Oh, because you have to fly there, right?
Yup.
So is it like the gyro thing?
Yup.
Yeah, gyroscope controls, which aren't very
I
good.
know like the
You know, the
Legend
thing
of
that
Zelda
failed in
remakes-
Star Fox Zero?
Like I know how the Legend of Zelda remakes had it in like the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask one, like the arrow.
Oh, with that, but that made sense.
Yeah,
that
no,
was
no.
cool.
But like that had that right too. Right? It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The hook shot.
I honestly can't wait to see when the 3DS is literally dead.
Like it's soon.
I'm telling you, when Pokemon and a true Fire Emblem game goes on the Switch,
which is
the
2018 and 2019.
Exactly, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem's coming out.
Like I cannot wait to see the portable games, the ones that the portable teams are working on for the Switch.
Yeah.
I can't wait for those because I'm actually enticed. Like a 3DS is only a Pokemon machine for me.
And it won't be for much longer. Yo, what if they put whatever thing akin to the virtual console they have, if they put Pokemon games on the Switch,
They
the
definitely
3DS is done.
Yeah, we'll get
into that. So I will go now. Mine, and you guys will probably disagree with me because you haven't played it, is Assassin's Creed Origins for best surprise.
Well, it was good. I saw you playing it the other night.
I have been playing it nonstop.
Yeah, I've seen you. Yeah, play it quite a bit. Yeah.
I have had sessions on it. The thing is that I've heard that there are loot boxes or something along those.
Everything needs a loot box.
Yeah, I know, right? Like a single player game, seriously, how? How do you even?
Do they? I don't know. Maybe they don't.
I think you're right. I think they do.
But I haven't seen them ever since I've
sure.
been in the game. So, and this is like Unity and like all of those games, and I've played Assassin's Creed games, have not enticed me in the slightest with their story whatsoever because they were boring as fuck. This time, literally after like the first thing, I was like, and they showed this backstory cutscene. I'm like, wait, what is this? And I was just like, I don't want to say anything because this game did come out only a month and 2 months ago. I'll tell you guys after. But holy fuck, it gets me so enticed in it, and the fact that this isn't some idiot kid that Encio was or anything. This is an adult.
Edward Kenway.
Alright, I have a question though.
Yes.
This is important. So, in the first couple hours of play, how many trailing missions did you do?
Oh my god, where you have to follow someone
Yeah,
without
yeah.
getting noticed.
Because I'm fairly confident
I
that
hated those.
they are
None.
Really? Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm finding that hard to because Assassin's Creed is
back half.
Actually,
They'll all be in the back half.
well,
yeah. Probably.
the thing is that you definitely want to be Sneak King.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it is Assassin's
But-
Creed.
right.
But there are no. But I've only had one trailing mission, and that was a side quest, so far, and that's what I can remember.
The only stealth game that encourages you to not be stealthy.
Yeah.
You should really be stealthy. Then why do you let me shoot 4 guns?
Actually,
That's
there are
what-
well, there are no guns in this one.
Well, yeah, it's
For
Egypt,
now.
but in Assassin's
They
Creed
do have
4,
bows.
you have 4 guns.
Is that black?
That's Black
Black
Flag
Flag.
because you're a fucking pirate. You know, One Piece.
Black Flag is
duh.
awesome.
No,
I
don't.
love
Duh.
Black Flag.
No. I'll tell you some One Piece news, and we'll talk about them. Probably later too. Me and you. So. And Jack can't really.
Jackson and One Piece.
Honestly, I'm not caught up with One Piece either, so
Well,
we're
I mean,
essentially
I
the
can
same
tell.
boat.
Well,
In a way, we
well,
can say I'm not caught up with One Piece.
no.
I hadn't even started.
Yeah, exactly.
What episode are you
I mean,
on?
I tell you everything that's happened when I come back, so I'm your One Piece bitch. Anyways, no, but I'm really enjoying it, and I think with everything it was originally just supposed to be something that can help me get through till the DLC, but I played it afterwards, so.
I'm glad that the game's actually good because I liked Assassin's Creed. I started.
I love the Encio trilogy. I
Never
liked
played.
3 and I liked 4.
Like-
After I did not like 1 because that was literally all the same mission for 10 straight sequences.
It's Ubisoft. They don't know how to make the game right until the the sequel.
If they say oh, we have 9.
I don't know. Mario Rabbids did pretty okay.
Well, that
Nintendo had to have helped.
They
for
did.
sure.
Direct.
There's no way they were just like, yeah,
They
use my
did.
greatest IP and do whatever you want with. There's no way they let them do that. They're like, you have to go through me, and then we say okay.
I think it was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. It was Syndicate that they didn't release a game right after Syndicate. Right, they didn't. It's
Yeah,
been,
because that was Origins. It's been 2-3 years.
It's been 2. It's good because it had the same problem that the Far Cry series had. Ubisoft again. They were just year after year after year.
That's what Call of Duty. That was the problem with Call of Duty.
That's a lot of
That's
AAA games.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of AAA games because they're paid so much.
And Ubisoft learned, Watch Dogs 2 did not come out a year after Watch Dogs 1, and it's a better game because of it. Granted, none of these games are perfect.
Assassin's
but-
Creed Origins, Syndicate, Rogue, What was the other one? Unity.
And
Those were horrible games.
Yeah,
Ass.
it started after it was Black Flag, then Unity. Syndicate wasn't bad, but everyone had a bad taste in their mouth because of Unity. And then Rogue, and then then they wait, and then Origins, which is a retelling. It's it's the farthest back they can go, and it's a new setting. So
it is really.
I think Ubisoft learned not that too much of something is a bad thing. Granted, I don't want a game ever to be like, wait for the sequel in 20 years. Star Fox, Metroid, F-Zero. But
F-Zero's dead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's be honest.
Better than shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that you're gonna get is instead of an F-Zero racing game, you'll get an F-Zero brawling game.
No.
Like side
There's no
scroller.
way. Like the only thing for F-Zero you'll ever get is like references or like costumes.
The only thing you'll get for F-Zero is Smash Brothers.
Basically, yeah.
And Mario
Captain
Kart.
Falcon.
And Mario Kart.
But apparently,
You could drive the...
No,
No, but he's not actually in.
No,
Okay.
it's the Blue Falcon.
no. But I mean, eventually, when
put
they
him
make
in.
Mario Kart 9, he'll be in it.
Yeah, right. Like if you have his car, you might as well put him in it too.
Like you have his car, you got like 2 stages.
Yeah.
You have a cup name after F-Zero. I mean,
Yeah.
you think. Okay, back to what we were going on
Yeah.
with. So I think that Assassin's Creed Origins is a good game. I think you should pick it up, but I did not pick it up on full price. I think I picked it up either half off or at like $40.
See, I wouldn't buy that game full price.
So do not buy it full price.
I wouldn't
Wait
pick it
till
up.
a sale. If it's like $30 or $40, pick it up. My recommendation. Jack, go with yours.
Alright, well, I remember mine.
It's the amount of support that the Switch is getting in terms of games coming out.
Already in its
Agreed.
like under its first year.
It's like
Yeah.
I was expecting Nintendo to know that they could not repeat with the Wii U's abysmal launch games. But granted, gone are the days of consoles having amazing launch games.
The thing is that you need something to pick up immediately, and then you have what they're doing like every month or every couple of months. You have a big game.
Well, yeah.
That people can just pick up.
The question is how. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
The question is like how long they can sustain that.
Well, it depends on how much first-party support you
but-
can have, like a Mario Rabbids, like a Bayonetta 3. Let's talk about that one for a moment.
Let's let Jack-
Holy
wait.
fuck!
Let's just let Jack
I'm
finish
sorry,
first.
Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like PS3, Xbox 360, there were no games that came out that were like, oh my god, I need this. I saw like a picture of PlayStation 2's launch games. 2 that really stuck out to me are Metal Gear Solid 2 and Silent Hills 2, which were really big in the PS1 days. So getting their sequels, that probably helped the PS2 a lot. And like I said, gone are the days of good launch titles, because Super Mario World and F-Zero were both launch titles for the Super Nintendo. And then for the N64, we got Pilot Wings and Mario 64.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that was.
And then the Switch, granted, it doesn't have an amazing lineup of launch games, but it has sustenance, and then you drop Breath of the Wild. Like, that was genius to make it a launch game, because we were waiting so long for that we would take it the first chance we could. And they gave it to us, and they were like, you could get it for a Switch too. And we nabbed that shit.
Like, literally, during that January, like I'm telling you, in January, I'm hoping that I'm home for the live direct.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
If that's a thing, expect like a new IP like they had this year. Expect something about Metroid and something about Pokemon. I guarantee it, because they're doing like their big games and probably Kirby and Yoshi.
You know what I'm also like, before you guys wanted to add on, that event they had in February or January, where the Switch event, they just revealed everything, and then the games they showed, like shit, a Fire Emblem spin-off,
No
which
More
everyone was
Heroes
asking
3.
for, the announcement of No More Heroes 3, the unveiling of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the unveiling of Splatoon 2, the unveiling of
Dude,
the
if I
official
see
unveiling of Splatoon 2.
8th gen, I'm jizzing like 5 times. I
And
hope you know that.
It was just amazing, thinking like holy shit, these games are coming out soon. Like Odyssey was coming out in 2017, Splatoon 2, their big multiplayer game, Xenoblade 2, a game I never thought was ever going to exist, that came out this year, the Fire Emblem spin-off this year. Hey, guess what? A main series console Fire Emblem game next year. And then throughout the year, hey, guess what? Metroid's coming back. Hey, guess what? Pokemon's going to Switch. hey, guess what? Kirby's getting a game too.
Can we just like talk about like the announcement of Bayonetta 3 though?
That was so disappointing. They showed nothing. They showed a 3.
Yeah.
And Bayonetta isn't interesting to me alone. She's hot, yeah, but that's it. I honestly, I got way too excited. I was man, we're getting a Metroid Prime 4 trailer.
Same. I was like, okay.
I was like, they ain't hyping this up for nothing.
Yeah,
and they hyped it up.
Well, it's more disappointing when you think somebody's lying to you, like, because I was like a minute behind for the event for Game of the Year, and I was in call with someone, and somebody literally tells me, "Oh, like it's Bayonetta 3," and I'm like, "No, it's not." And then all of a sudden I see Bayonetta 3, and I'm like, "Oh."
If it looks good, I'll pick it up. But honestly, I thought it was really good that Bayonetta 1 and 2 are going on the Switch.
Yeah.
I was like, good, because they did well on the Wii U, and they seem to like to put good Wii U games on the Switch, which is good. It's less time for them to make more.
Yeah, and plus,
I think
the people who don't have a Wii U because it wasn't the greatest of consoles.
Hey, guess what? Did you miss out on Bayonetta 2? You can still get it if you have a Switch.
You know, like, well, I just want to say that I think this is the reason that they announced that instead of a Metroid Prime 4 is because it's probably going to be something big on January's Direct, and Bayonetta 3 would have been lost in the Direct.
It's true. Either way, no matter where Bayonetta 3 would have been, if it showed more, I would have been happier.
But it makes sense that they only did this because they're probably just starting development.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, like, we just saw for Metroid, it was just a logo. It was Metroid
but we all literally shat our
more exciting than a 3.
Fucking Pokemon, we didn't even get animation. It's just some guy in his chair talking. Like,
wait. But Neil,
here's what gaming has come to: a 4 and a dude talking, mass praise, a full in-depth AAA game trailer. Doesn't look interesting.
Seriously though. Like,
yeah, but come on, this is what the world has come to now, Neil.
Bayonetta 3 gave us more than both of those gave us combined.
And when AAA games do give us good trailers, it's because a dude fucking ate a baby and threw him up. Death Stranding.
Dude, that was like an 8-minute trailer.
Yeah,
I don't care how much money or how much space that game takes up, I'm buying it. Because
why?
What's going on?
I know!
This is the only time a game never showed me gameplay and I already want it. I'm like, what the... I'm like, come on, that's all in-game. So I'm like, what the... How? How are you going to be sitting and then some dude will be like, here, take this infant. Cool. Yo, fuck getting keys. We get babies.
You know, we're not even at Game of the Year yet, and we're already in this at 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
That's the 3 of us.
So, I guess let's go into Game of the Year. So, I said that we could have 2 runner-ups.
I didn't.
But if
I
you
have
don't
2
need
runner-ups, but they're kind of on the fly.
I said you can. I never said you
can.
I
know, but I'm saying I didn't come up with them.
So, I'm going to go first because that's the order we're going in. My first runner-up, meaning I guess 3rd place, is Odyssey. I enjoyed the game. I loved it. But it only took but I did try I didn't rush through it, but I kind of did. And I feel
there's not much to rush through.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that but I had fun all throughout playing it. So, I mean, at least it was never boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tried to literally destroy Pokemon Sun, and I did not find enjoyment out of that. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my, I guess, 2nd place in this case is Cuphead. Fucking love that game.
That game is hilarious.
It is literally the Dark Souls of platformers, and I love it.
Cup Souls!
Yeah.
Cup Souls. Actually, it's Darkhead.
That's literally become,
Oh wait, that's the name of my US
that's the Dark Souls of this. Crash Bandicoot, that's the Dark Souls of platformers.
Nope, Cuphead. Did you see the controversy Cuphead sparked?
That
if reviewers should be good at a game if they review it.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I think you should be competent at a game. Did you see how the one guy couldn't get past the tutorial?
Tutorial?
Yeah, I hope he didn't review it. They showed a video of a 4-year-old who knows how to do it. The guy asked...
They can figure it out.
Yeah, he was like,
how are we supposed to do it? He goes, he's supposed to jump and then dash. And the guy goes, that's exactly right. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I tell you on top.
But the guy's too fucking stupid.
Yeah, but it literally got the one bad review because the guy couldn't fucking play it.
That's my problem. That's what I think game reviewers should be good at video.
No.
You don't have to be gods. You don't have to fucking know how to wave dash.
Yeah.
but
No,
you still know how to play.
No, this guy wasn't even a fucking gamer. This guy just had a job, and he needed to
what
do
he
it.
does, he actually reviews and talks about like pieces of like electronics. So like he'll talk about hardware rather than software.
Yeah.
Then why talk about Cuphead?
But the thing is, that he wasn't trying to review it. He was just showing it off. He clearly was not meant to do that.
And it brought on like.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
You go. You
Okay.
finish.
There's no excusing his gameplay, obviously, but like I don't think he deserves all the hate he's getting. Like, yeah, she's not qualified. He shouldn't be doing what he was doing. But you know,
it's interesting because of the controversy sparked. You know, because like there were people in the past. This one guy was like showing off Doom.
Yeah,
like, in spotlight, and he was fucking awful at it. So like people were saying game journalists should be good at it, and the game journalists have this weird stigma to just lash the fuck out at gamers the minute we criticize them.
like here's the thing: the reason that personally I don't think that game journalists need to necessarily be good. They need to understand the game. They don't need to be good at playing it. Because think about like in movies. Do you think that movie critics can make movies?
Yes.
The answer is no, they can't.
No.
They definitely can't.
No,
they have
no, they
Hey,
zero experience in what the fuck they're doing.
I'm a movie critic, and I am an amazing actor, so you
I will
shut
have
the
you know,
fuck up.
Let's Come to Town 3 is a great critic-made movie.
Hey,
the thing is that the skill set required to understand what makes a movie good and to actually make a movie are very different.
Hey, what
So
about my
think-
next porno coming out on New Year's Day? Darkhead. Sir!
So that's the thing with like games. Like they don't need to be someone who's like super good at playing the game. They just need to be good at understanding the game. Like clearly the guy who was doing whatever his name was for Cuphead didn't even understand the game, which is a problem. But most reviewers hopefully, IGN, I don't know about you, but you know, like they at least understand the game. They know what it's about. They get it. They understand what it's meant to be. Hopefully, that's the idea at least.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to Kyle's game of the year. What's your game of the year?
Before I go into that, I do want to say a really good surprise to me though was Skyrim and Doom on the Switch. They look really good.
Yeah.
For what they are,
they do.
They have bugs, but they're not like
It's Bethesda.
Yeah.
I'm this close to getting Doom for the Switch because I played it on my friend's Xbox and that game is like pure stress relief.
Yeah.
I feel like that game is so fun.
I played a demo of it on my PS4. It's
If it goes $30 on the Switch, I'm getting it.
When I first saw it, I was like, that game can't be fun. And I played it, I was like, boy, was I wrong.
Yeah,
I know. I watched the Game Grumps play it, and they didn't look like they were. They didn't seem like they were having fun. But then I like see like it on the Switch. I'm like, holy shit, this kind of looks good.
So, wait, what's your game of the year?
Okay, well,
for
if
the
it
5 people that can't guess it.
Yeah, like
for literally like the one person that's like, what's his game of the year? Even though he probably mentioned it during his review of it back in like whenever. It's literally Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I hate to be this guy that agrees with the Game Awards
There's nothing wrong
2
with
years
that.
in a row.
But that's because it's a really good game.
It's a really good game. First of all, I'm
85
not gonna have Jack's or Neil's opinions on this because they I know Jack played a lot of it and Neil
never even played it.
and he never even he only played like one
I don't
time.
even have
85 hours
I don't even have the Switch, so you know whatever.
So
Neil's put in more time than all of us.
exactly. like I'm not gonna lie, I love this game. You do have this like boredom after a while, but it doesn't really matter.
I think
that's like any game.
I think once you're hitting the 80-hour mark and there's no more story, I'm pretty sure any game's gonna fall for that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, but granted, there was never really a story to begin with in Zelda.
It's a Zelda game. I'm not sure you're.
I don't think any of us come for the story.
Yeah. Like, who comes to Nintendo for a story? Like, I just don't
I will have you
common
know,
thing.
sir, that
First party.
my favorite story is Splatoon's multiplayer. No, it's actually the Arms Grand Prix.
Actually,
Hey, I'll have you know, Cooking Mama is a deep
No.
character study.
Ah!
You are all wrong. Mario Party is a masterpiece. The greatest story ever told.
Mario
Ah!
Strikers is an amazing documentary.
You guys, we should play Mario Super Mario Sluggers after this.
We
the
should
baseball
play
game.
Mario Teaches Typing. Because I
I
can't
think
read.
that's, you know.
I can't read.
I've actually just
I've been
jizzed
guessing what
thinking-
these are called.
I've actually just jizzed thinking about that. But anyways,
Anyway.
well, but normally Zelda is a very story-heavy title.
I wouldn't consider it story heavy. I would say it features a story.
compared to the rest of the Nintendo games.
Yeah, that is somewhat. Okay, Zelda's story is about as prominent as Mario Odyssey's story is prominent. It's about that much. Like, it's there, yeah.
It's just an engine to give you stuff.
But yeah, everything else, except for Skyward Sword, that's probably the only. Yeah, because like
I mean, Skyward Sword's story had to be good because the gameplay was ass.
Like its story, like it cared more about telling a story than anything else.
I think the one game that balanced it well was Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I agree.
Granted, the story isn't breaking, but it's original for Legend of Zelda. The moon is falling in 3 days, and you have to relive these.
Like even for games, it's like I don't think that's a very common thing. Like
no, well, yeah, the whole story of going over and over and over again
in games.
Well, like
I don't know.
Well, like, I'm talking about like the way Majora's Mask handles it.
Well,
its story is, there's not much of a story, but it's side quests where it's at. The problem of the main story creates problems for the other people, and that's the one game I've seen that really handled it well, making the story affect our characters. Sorry, real quick. Zelda stories haven't always been like, oh my god, but like they're good. They can be good, and I think we all like the story because they're very lore woven now. So your thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. I mean, no, it's not going to be like JRPG type.
No,
of story.
I'm not saying like that. It's just okay.
But like,
when a game cares about telling a story, it'll put it front and center generally, right? Whereas like Zelda doesn't ever do that usually,
especially with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
I feel with the later games like Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword,
I feel that's when they started making a bigger preface or precedence on the story. Yeah. But at the same point, I feel like they were trying to do a juggling act, which they did very well. Yeah. In some cases for using the story to give you an excuse to have fun in the world and making you have fun in the world a good excuse to move the story along. But with Breath of the Wild, the point of the game by the developers is clearly to explore and have fun.
It is
regardless of the story.
I think that Zelda and by extension most of Nintendo's games are like they excel at telling stories through subtext, and most of their games, basically all of their games actually that have a story, tell their story through subtext. There's barely any dialogue or anything like
Metroid.
That. Like Metroid, yeah,
it's really good to perfectly sum up Nintendo's stance on story. Gameplay first.
Yeah. So like
because it's always been about having fun for Nintendo.
Exactly. Well,
might as well have fun.
That isn't to say that an a story-driven game can't be fun.
No. But they focus on the story first.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's just a one model to handle.
Exactly. So like that's kind of how Zelda and like Nintendo goes into making their games.
Yeah.
So Breath of the Wild is definitely not story-driven. It has a story.
Okay. I'm sorry for saying it was story-driven. Well, I didn't even say it was story-driven. I just said that Zelda has it has less of a story, a lot less of a story than a lot of the other Zelda games.
Well, yeah, Breath of the Wild compared to other Zelda games.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But the thing that I think really stuck out to me, unlike Mario, was because Mario, they followed a platform that was there but changed a couple of things for the better. But with Zelda, you literally took the biggest risk probably that from the change that you could have made.
But in a funny sense, I look back on it and I can't imagine playing a Zelda game that isn't open world. I feel like it's a game that needs to be it.
But
or at least excels with it, It's a game about exploring a vast world, an interesting world. So why make it linear? The game wants you to explore.
And I definitely like the direction, and I like that, and he's even said that he took inspiration from Skyrim. It's literally Nintendo's Skyrim.
Open world,
and I really like that.
For sure.
And I loved Skyrim, so I know that you didn't like Skyrim.
I liked Fallout. Didn't like Skyrim. Okay. I just can never get into it.
I like the Elder Scrolls series. So I guess that's kind of why. If you asked me probably 5 years ago what my game of the year was when Skyrim came out, it would have been Skyrim. Because I loved Skyrim. I had it on my 360. I have it on my PC. I modded the fuck out of it on my crappy laptop. So
the minute they start putting TVs on fridges, Skyrim's going on it.
Duh.
So anyway, who's next?
But
unless you're done.
I think that'd be
when you're done.
No, well, I really liked the innovation, and So Jack, you're up next. And I am. So yeah, what are?
All right, so my runner-ups, third place, is Breath of the Wild. I won't harp on it too much. I love the game. I put in over 85 hours on it.
Oh, the only quorum that I had, this is what I wanted to mention, was that there's no post. Like I feel like it would have been cool if there was post game and we finally got to see the Bay Booty Zelda, but you go on.
Like, I loved the game because this is the first game that's ever made me go as far as I did with completion, because I got the Tunic of the Wild. The only thing I haven't done to completion is filling up the inventory slots and getting all the Koroks. I'm not even going to fucking attempt that.
Definitely.
But, like, getting the Tunic of the Wild to me was a pretty cool incentive, so...
It introduced me to the idea of playing games beyond beating them, because I used to not do that. And it was just a really, really fun game. But the only reason why it's here is because as much as I truly believe gameplay should come before story, I also want to have a little meat to my story. And don't get me wrong, I didn't think the story was bad. I thought it was good or at the least okay at its job. It's just that
I completely agree with that.
Compared to other games that came out this year, I just think they just did a better job. So, we already sung our praises about Breath of the Wild, so I'll just move on.
But I do want to point, I think that this was definitely like a testing the waters for Zelda.
Oh, imagine what the next one's going to be.
Because I feel like the next one is going to be like, holy fuck. But go on.
Okay, so...
But I know what the next one's going to be, but come on.
Do you want to take... It's Persona 5.
I was going to literally say Persona 5 because I know what your first is.
Yeah. Alright, so Persona 5. I'd never played a Persona game before, but I saw a little bit about it. And Neil had sung the praises that the old games had. So I was interested. And for years, I had seen this game where by day you're a student, by night you kill demons, basically. So I was like, ooh, that seems interesting. In the handling dual life in a video game. And I played it and just, oh my god, the story was so good. The gameplay is really fun. It's just, I loved the stories. The characters were interesting. The problems they had to overcome. And I love it when stories lace hints throughout itself what's going to happen. And by the time the game was unraveling, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't realize this. And then, like, I even predicted a big twist. I was like, they're so gonna insert what they do here, and it happened. And I was like, yes, I knew it. I was like, I called it, and I felt so good. I wasn't like it was so predictable. Obviously, the traitor you could see from fucking space, but like the twist afterwards, I was like, that was handled really well. I like when a story makes me, I'm so dumb I can't realize it until it smacks me in the face. And then the gameplay was really interesting, having my other characters be with set personas, but having my main character be literally anything. So like I could string gameplay together. It was really fast paced, and just all the side options, going to work, hanging out with your friends. It was so interesting, and goddamn it, that art style.
And the music.
The music and art style. Beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. That game stunned me. And if it weren't for first place, it probably would have been my GOTY. So, anyone have anything to say?
And the fact that it was Game of the Year nominee, I think, tells a lot about it.
It's a tell-all. So, number one, Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, damn it! I thought it was ARMS.
No, dude, it was totally Snipper Clips.
So, actually, fuck you. Snipper Clips looks really fun.
I actually thought it was Pokemon Sun and Moon, but
totally.
Yeah.
But
wait, what did you think it was?
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Ultra Sun and Moon.
Oh.
Same thing.
Oh,
You're not wrong.
I'm not
You're not wrong.
I'm not gonna lie. If I did this with like the people that I know online, and if they're listening, they can probably attest to this. Some of them might have been Game of the Year.
Huh.
Like I'm guaranteeing because they didn't play as many games that came out this year. But
all right, so of course, out of the two games that were my runner-ups, I beat them. I haven't beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2 yet, but it looks like it's shaping up to be my game of the year because, like, so far, the story, I haven't gotten very far to where shit is, like, turning upside down every other day, but it's interesting. It has me interested. I care about the characters, not as much as the original, but they have me. I'm like, man, this really, I don't know a lot about them, but for some reason...
Dub or sub?
I'm doing it dub just so I can hear their battle quotes first.
You mean the two battle quotes from the soldiers?
No, I'm talking about in battle.
No. But I'm just saying, like in battle, there's apparently only 2 quotes for the soldiers.
I see a lot of people hate the dub battle quotes. A lot of people just turn them off.
Yeah, like I just want to hear them once I replay it. I'm hitting up them subs, but like, it's just so interesting because Rex and Pyra's dynamic just has me in a vice grip, and then Nia, I'm like, you're real.
I
really
never
cool.
thought that somebody wanted to do it with their sword before.
I'm like
this.
I'm like Nia is so interesting because she's just snooty just to fuck with Rex, and I love her blade because he's like the night and day to her. He's quiet, she's not. And then Tora is just that knock-on charm you can't miss, and that Poppy scene will always sell me on her. And then like the big thing that has happened, I won't say what happened. It was a death. I won't say whose, but it really hit me. I only knew this character for a little while. What?
Nothing, unless Neil heard me.
I didn't.
And I said Jack's heart was murdered.
Oh, it was a character I really liked. And it hurt. It really hurt to see them go. And I was like, man, I really do care. And then the gameplay. Oh my god, this gameplay's deep as fuck. I have to think about who I'm bringing into my party. I'm like, alright, I've got Rex in the lead. Should I bring in my Wind Blade, my Rock Blade, my Earth Blade? Who should Nia bring? Tora can't have any other blades, so he's my least favorite gameplay-wise. But like, I'm always like, alright, I'm going to use Rex first, and then I'm going to use Nia, then I'm going to switch back to Rex, and I'm going to do a shitload of damage. And it's just so interesting. And the way they handle difficulty, you can level up, like, your quest experience goes into a pot, and you can level up when you want from that. It's genius. I went into a new area last night, a little underleveled. I'm not underleveled anymore. I went to an inn and slept and got all my quest experience, so now I'm good. So, shaping up to be a pretty good game, and holy shit, Pyra.
So have you gotten to that thing that they showed in the direct?
What, with Mithra?
Yeah.
Yes. I got it. She said, I just had a scene with her.
Actually, I remember you did tell me.
Had a sexy scene with her.
Oh, really?
When she wakes up, she gets confused, apparently. Yeah, she was sleeping in Rex's bed. His arm was, like, right on her boobs. And she fucking, she was, like, throwing shit at her. She smacked him and, like, punched him.
Yeah,
and
I feel like she's definitely, like, the,
she's assumed today.
Yeah, I feel like Pyra isn't, like...
No, Pyra's very, very kind and soft-spoken.
But I feel like
Mithra. Mithra is allowed now.
I've seen the hot spring scene.
I haven't.
That's the only thing I've seen of the characters.
I haven't seen it either, so...
Okay. Well...
I'm excited.
It's pretty fantastic.
Alright, so those are my picks, Breath of the Wild, Persona, and then Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And also, never thought that game would come out, and it's so good.
Alright, Neil Doss.
Alright, I have 2. Runner-up is a game called East Lacrimosa of Donna. It's a really good, very fun action RPG.
That's E8, right?
Yeah, E8.
Okay.
It has fantastic music, really fun gameplay. It's a focus on exploration, so it's like you can get like a giant island and you have to explore the whole thing. And so it's really fun to just explore every like small little crevice, see all like the materials and like treasure chests and whatever. The story is pretty good. I wasn't expecting too much from the game because it's more focused on gameplay, but it's still pretty. It holds its own for sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, music is so good. Oh, the art direction is also fantastic. And then my number 1 is Persona 5. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because Jack already said basically everything he needs to say. So, there you go. That's it.
I thought that you were going to put Nier
I've never played
whatever.
Automata.
I've never played it. So.
But I thought that you said that was Game of the Year for you.
I'm saying, like, out of those, like...
If he had to pick, it would have been.
Yeah. But I've never played it, so I'm not going to say that as my personal Game of the Year. So...
Alright. So, now we'll move on to... I'm going to go with unrealistic predictions first, and we're going to go with Jack.
Alright, I have to... Unrealistic prediction. Pokemon Switch is a Gen 4 remake, and it comes out within the year.
Okay.
Not gonna happen.
So, I have nothing to say about that.
Me neither.
It's not gonna happen.
For me... One game I'm looking forward to the most is Senno Kiseki 3 or Legendary Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna say comes out in 2018 at some point. It's not happening. It's
I think that it could, but
I think it's a minimum 5 fall of 2019 is the earliest it'll come out. But
bottom.
I just think with
go for it.
localization rules, I feel, or like localization in general, I think that it could come out in the year, but
Dude,
definitely
they have
not.
fucking encyclopedias worth of text.
Yeah,
for those games.
like millions and millions of Japanese kanji to go
Those
through.
are just
maybe
Japanese.
you should
here.
learn Japanese, fuckboy.
It's
try.
way too many words. Like I'm pretty sure one of the games, its size was comparable to like 3 War and Pieces or something. It's absurd. Yeah. So
Mine is that Smash Switch come out next year, not a port, a whole new game.
really,
Yes.
I don't see that.
I don't think they'll make a new game. I not yet anyway. I don't think.
Like, oh, I thought you were gonna say ever.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. Like
For-
maybe they won't. But
I firmly believe that yes, we will get a Smash port, but I do believe we are gonna get a Smash Switch on its own. The reason that I think this is because A, Nintendo has never fucking done this where they can't do backwards compatibility. So that's really weird to me, for starters.
that is true.
So without them not but they've been releasing these deluxe
That's
editions,
definitely
which is why I think maybe we'll get an HD Zelda collection with Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and
That would
Skyward
be
Sword,
sick.
all for $60. I would buy that for
I would
$60.
definitely.
All those 3 games? Are you kidding me? I would in a heartbeat, and then that would give me the reason to sell my Wii U. But after Smash 4 comes out, but that's gonna be a very interesting day selling that.
The thing is, like, with the from like this kind of from like someone who's like more into competitive Smash, so like different perspective. I don't really want a brand new Smash game because like right now Smash 4 in terms of the competitive scene is like at its height. Like it's doing really really well. It's gaining a lot of popularity. The meta is developing really well, except for Bayonetta. So like. a
Oh
new
yeah,
game
I
would
actually have
totally
a fun.
ruin
I
that.
actually have.
So,
sorry, I have to. There was this thing that was There was a thing where it was ban Bayonetta on last night's pay-per-view for WWE. There was a sign that said ban Bayonetta
No.
and buff King Dedede. Swear
No,
to
buff
God.
Jigs, man. Buff the puff. But
They bring weird ass signs to those
That's
shows.
fantastic.
I cannot.
on it, ban Bayonetta. I don't think
No, it said ban Bayo.
Yeah, that's Bayonetta. That's definitely.
I know who it was, and I was like, wait a minute, and then but the same person held up the sign. What was it? Something King Dedede.
Definitely buff King.
Buff King Dedede.
King Dedede's
The king.
a broken.
And I was like,
character.
wait a minute.
Not in a good way. Not in a good way.
So when I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, they're talking about Smash, and I was gonna bring it up to my dad last night, but we were talking about a lot of stuff.
Because like I love the game as a competitive fighting game, and like I would hate to have all the work that we put up to this point in the garbage because the new one came out now.
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of a shame.
But
unless sorry to interrupt, unless it ran the same engine as 4, which that's never been done before. All new Smash games are always different engines. So if it is the same engine, I'd be okay with it because then nothing would really the meta wouldn't get messed up.
I don't
other
think
than
it's
new
gonna be the
characters.
same engine because I think it's gonna be run on a different graphic.
Yeah, but that's fine.
But I feel like Nintendo is more in tune when it comes to Smash. So I think
I guess
that
now compared to before.
compared to from Melee to
Brawl,
Brawl,
they were like, "Fuck you guys! Everything you liked about them gone, gone in this game."
but they brought some of it back for
They
4. So
They
I think I think that they're getting on the right track.
Yeah.
But I would still really like the
Yeah, like from as a
Oh,
casual
that's
fan, a new Smash game is always awesome because new characters. But at the same time, I'm like, in the age of DLC, is that really necessary? at this
I'm
point?
a
You
firm
can just add new characters like that.
I'm a firm believer that we're getting a port because I feel like the Wii U had so many games that
Yeah.
were so good, or at least and that they could and apparently it only takes 8 minutes to port a Wii U game to the Switch.
My only thing for not wanting, I do want it, but not caring if they'd ever make a port. I'm not someone who sells my consoles when the new one comes out.
I am. So I
I don't
don't
either.
And plus,
but-
my Wii U plays like plays a few games I like. It plays Xenoblade. It plays.
I don't have. Well, I don't. Oh, the thing is, I don't have that really.
And it has my.
Actually, no. That. Oh wait, that's a lie. Fuck. Until they come out with a new good Mario Party, I gotta keep that thing for Mario Kart 8. I mean Mario Party 8. Never mind.
So that's another.
Okay, fine. I'd sell everything but Mario Party.
So
happy.
Smash Brothers is another game I'd say. That's what my Wii U's for. It's my Smash Brothers and Xenoblade 1 machine. And, as much as it'd be cool to get a port of Smash on the Switch, if it didn't come out with any characters I cared about, I wouldn't get it. That's $60 more.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm just saying it probably is.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying, but they're going to have to add a few things to impress me. And I know they'll add stuff.
Yeah, they definitely will.
How many characters came out with Mario Kart? 6?
Kart or
Mario
the
Kart?
Deluxe version.
I have no idea.
Well, I'm saying they could come out with 6 characters, but they could be 5 characters I don't give a shit about, and 1 character I go, you are alright in, let's just say, in Fire Emblem, but I don't think you're the game seller for me. You're not $60. So, then I just say, you know what? I'll go play it at Kyle's because he knows it, and then,
I would obviously get it because I'm not gonna.
If they added Rex and or Melia, they're worth $60.
I don't think. I mean, Rex, they might add.
Yeah, I could see them running it.
I think it would just be good because the sword looks heavy, so it could be a heavy sword fighter.
I also think that I don't even know who they could add, and that's the thing I like about Smash characters is that my list is always changing, and my list is always like
pretty unpredictable series.
Yeah.
Also, to go back to the porting thing, is that when the 1.16 got its update, like for Smash, it also turned into like a developmental file. God, I can't speak English for some reason. Which means that you could now mess with the code in the game and like change things and like add things, which also means that's what you do for porting. So it could signify that maybe they're starting the porting process.
And Nintendo, what they've been doing, they're not gonna bullshit. Like, I firmly believe they're not gonna bullshit a port. That is something I firmly believe.
Because they're already, like, the way that they work is that, like, they don't like making the same game more than once. So they're not gonna literally just sell you the same game
Even
again.
the HD remakes have been different.
Like, they're gonna do something. Yeah, there's no way.
They never make a copy. Hell, even the Xenoblade remake added extra shit.
Exactly.
So they're like even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon had different things, but my opinion's redacted because 7th Gen is apparently supposed to be good. So
Anyway.
Yeah,
Are we doing realistic predictions now?
Yes.
I think it's my
Neil, you're up.
So we'll receive news on new Metroid game and new
Will
Pokemon
we see
game.
gameplay on both?
No.
Neither one?
I don't think so.
Neither one.
No.
I don't think Metroid's getting gameplay.
So I have a question. What the fuck is the game for 2018 for Nintendo?
Fire Emblem.
No, like...
And Kirby.
I do think that Metroid and Pokemon have the possibility of coming out next year.
I think so. I believe there is no chance for Metroid. I firmly believe that a rushed Pokemon game could come out in 2018.
I don't think they'll rush it.
But if you're smart, you leave it for the 2-year anniversary, and you leave Metroid for holiday.
Yeah.
Nintendo's bad with hitting anniversaries,
For me, my thing is holiday should be Smash and Mario Party 11.
Those are
those two. I think those work. And I think Kirby and Fire Emblem will hold you during the summer and the winter, respectively. Because I think I said Kirby, or the spring.
The thing is,
I think that those will hold you.
I don't think Kirby is
big enough.
Kirby sells more than Metroid. How do you know
that? This is true, but a lot of things sell better than Metroid. Yeah, so it's not much of an accomplishment.
But plus, it's also that game comes out so many times for everything. So it's not like if they say our big game for the winter. Which is which was
early
Odyssey.
Spring.
Well, yeah, no, that's when you release it because it's a game to hold.
I'm not talking about Kirby. I'm not talking about winter, like winter 2018. I'm talking about
I know.
Early,
I'm saying Kirby is a very big game.
And just also, they do need to at least have one of those two games come out because if they were like, 2017 was a big year because Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, they need something to follow up. But they're like, oh, is that you were just that 1 year and that's it? Like they need to show a big year.
But I think so that's why a rushed Pokemon can come out in 2018.
I don't think they'll rush it though. They rushed.
But they rush games. Pokemon games.
I've never seen signs of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen
X
signs
and
of...
Y might have been.
No, I think that game's only short because it's not a... It's a new
Why can't we
territory.
get a sequel with Southern Kalos?
Here's the thing. I always feel that with Nintendo, whenever a game is going to tread new waters, and you could even say the same for Breath of the Wild, something is going to be shortened or lost. With X and Y, it's the runtime, because that game felt a little empty.
You can literally beat it in the matter of a day.
Well, I feel like
you could beat any Pokemon game in a day. You've done it.
I feel like that's like a thing that's like most companies, unless they have a lot of money. Like Nintendo obviously has a lot of money. Like I'm not arguing that, but like, AAA developers like Activision or like the ones here have more money.
Exactly.
So like they can pour more money into more manpower and make it happen. Yeah. But Nintendo doesn't have that. So.
But it's fucking Pokemon.
I don't know, but they have this team for that game, and if they're maybe behind or like they're still not used to this
but they could be greedy. Apparently Nintendo has been rushing Pokemon to come out, so I'm very, very fearful, but I feel like it would be rushed. It might not be. Hell, they might have been working on it since 2015.
No, if they were, I think they were showing more at E3. No wait.
Yeah, they
They did? Okay.
They were apparently working on it since Sun and Moon
because
came out.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 started around 2015. That game's done.
Yeah.
That game came out.
There's no way. And Pokemon is a much easier game to develop. Okay, that's...
Much bigger team,
maybe
that too.
Plus, maybe what's taking so hard is coming up with so many Pokemon ideas because they're going to have, like, more Pokemon in the game.
You know what I wouldn't mind? If Nintendo started this new thing of... And obviously they can't do it for everything because then there'd be a while where you'd never hear anything. Mm-hmm. This is what Fallout did. And what Xenoblade Chronicles 2 did. Hey, we just showed you this game. For the first time ever. It comes out in this year. Fallout 4 was announced right before E3. At E3. It comes out in November. Not one delay. Xenoblade Chronicles showed us in January. Hey, this game comes out this year at E3. Hey, this comes out in 6 months.
Okay, well, Fallout aside, because honestly, I can't speak for that one, but Xenoblade, it's like, no one thought or knew that game was coming, so they could take all their time that they needed to actually get the game done.
It wasn't like we need to tell people this is coming out because they're getting nervous. Like,
exactly.
Like with a Mario game or a Pokemon, you kind of want people to know as soon as they should when it... Yeah. But with Xenoblade, it's like, we'll let them know right when they're getting
so they have the ability to do that, but not all franchises have that ability.
That's why I'm saying, like, not everyone should do it, but, like, it's so great to hear a game, like, you're like, what? That's coming out? It's coming out this year? You're like, hello?
Hearing a game that comes out, like, 2 years from now, you're like...
For all we know, at the January Direct is going to be something that's, we're going to be like, bullshit, that's not coming out this year. And then it will.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. So, wait, who's next?
I think everyone went.
No.
For real predictions? I didn't go.
And neither did I. We were still on your topic.
Really? Damn.
No, wait. Were we on mine?
No, we were on Neil's.
Yeah, we were still on mine, yeah.
Or were we? No, I think we were on Kyle's.
That's what I thought.
No, we weren't.
No,
because
read yours off. What was yours?
Yeah, what was yours?
Okay, mine is...
Virtual
Console will be revealed on the Switch and may be different than ever before.
Yeah,
that's your real prediction?
Yeah.
I agree. I think something like the virtual
that it will. I believe that it will be like Xbox's Game Pass and PlayStation Now.
I really don't want it to be like PS Now.
Because
fuck renting games. I want to own it or not at all.
Exactly. I'm the same.
I don't want to halfway own it.
Because what is it? Because if they but it's gonna be included with your subscription to the online.
No, but
for $20.
I would still hate renting.
I don't want to rent games because the minute if I say, hey, I'm gonna skip the subscription for a few months, oh, there go all my games.
I mean, well, maybe they'll let. I don't know.
I want no rentals. Yeah, none at all.
I would despise that. I hate
That is it. I'm staunchly against renting.
I mean, there's
games.
no reason for them to do that. Just sell it on the virtual console. It's easier.
We'll make more money that way. Fuck you. I'm not gonna buy it. You buy it once.
Only because I
money.
feel like they see like the SNES and NES games. They can't like sell that well on there.
But I mean, if you put them on the virtual console, they're for pretty cheap, right? So
They're
$10.
for like
yeah,
but they're $10 for the SNES and NES games. You can't.
Those are old games.
Those are like really old. Like they should only be worth $1 old for some of them.
No.
Yes.
No, the games they put on the virtual console, none of them should go up to $1.
Okay,
I mean, you still have to
$2.
make profit.
Okay, in my opinion, I think they should be.
I don't.
Like to me, they're worth app games because that's how old they are. Because you can run them on your phone cleanly.
I disagree. Like games like Sacred Stones. That game's
I'm not
almost-
talking about Sacred Stones. I'm talking about
It's a
SNES
virtual
and NES games.
Alright,
I wasn't talking about GBA. I was
Damn.
talking about
Alright,
Super
fine.
Mario Bros.
Then
I wasn't talking about like a GBA game that
those
came
games
out.
are still worth money though.
But I
would
think
not
they're-
think those games are worth mobile.
I
Like,
think
mobile
they're
price.
worth mobile price.
And even if they go on mobile price, they're still expensive. Have you seen how much it costs to buy like Sonic games? They're like
Yeah,
almost $8.
yeah.
They're
Some are
expensive no matter where they go.
That's because Sonic has like this rabid cult fan base.
So does Nintendo.
I mean, I'm not saying.
No, but
Well, I
this
mean-
is, but Sonic is very different. Like these people defend it till they die.
Or you go first.
Alright, the thing is, like, I don't think a game should be priced that low. Only because it's like it's almost like disrespecting the people who put their effort into making that game. Like
Once upon a time,
their
they
effort
were
was
big
not
games.
worth that $1. I mean, yes, it should be considerably cheaper than like the newer ones. That makes sense. But I don't think they should be worth like $1.
But I don't
Maybe,
think it should be worth 10 or 5. I think it should be worth like maybe 2 or 3.
Like for some games, I don't think they should be worth 10. Like some random SNES game that wasn't super big should not be worth $10. It should be worth maybe 7, 6, or 8 at
Yeah,
the
but
most.
like, games like that you're not gonna buy anyway. Right?
Yeah,
So
but then games like Super Mario World and Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Earthbound, that's all good. I do think that it's alright for them to be in the $10 price range because I feel like it's a deserved price. And for the stance I had on Sacred Stones, I wasn't trying to say it that way, but I'm saying like the reason why old games can be priced a little more is some people genuinely find more enjoyment than the new ones. Like I love Sacred Stones more than Awakening and Fates combined. And those are the new ones.
The thing that I'm really trying to say is that I feel like Nintendo's not gonna think that some of these games can sell alone. But I could see old virtual console being a thing, but we're moving into an age where collections are a thing, where like where we are getting like these subscription based game stuff already. Nintendo will do it their own way.
I don't mind if it's like...
But
Sorry to interrupt real quick. Like, if Nintendo says, you can buy these new games if you have a subscription, but once you have them, you have them. And they say if your subscription's up, you can't buy any more in this category. I don't care. Have at it. That's fine. It's perfect. But I don't want them to say, with or without that subscription, you have this game for 3 months. No, I do not want to do that.
I get that opinion, but I'm just saying, I would rather have that if I did want to... Well, the thing is with me, and I guess I should just say it now, is if I want to go back and buy like an SNES game or an NES game, I'm not going to do it. I'm literally going to go on my phone, download an emulator, and move on with my life. Like, for a lot of games.
I'll do that for some, but like part of me is always like, I should give them a little something just to throw them a
But
Yeah.
like...
For series I like, I'll do that.
Like the other thing is that like even if you did buy them, they're not Nintendo's gonna make much money off of it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Nintendo's not going to make like a lot of money off of it anyway.
Like regardless of how much you make them pay for, like they're not that many people are gonna buy it. So even if you price it at 100, 3 people will buy it, and then that's it.
That's only $300.
But-
Exactly. It's useless.
So I think maybe for SNES, Virtual Console, maybe GBA, and maybe original 3DS, they'll do something like that.
What, rental? I don't.
Yeah,
I don't believe
But
for a second.
for N64, GameCube, Wii, 3DS, and no, Wii U doesn't count. They're doing deluxes. Those games will probably be you buy them and that's it.
I think what would be better is that you can give people the option of either renting it or buying it.
I would love that because
So then,
that actually would be
yeah.
better. But
So
I
then-
think that like maybe having the games come with the subscription is a benefit, so that way you don't have to buy it, but you have the option to buy it.
I don't think it's that much of a benefit.
I think that would be a better.
Look at PlayStation, PlayStation Plus. You get discounts on games, but there's no game that's PlayStation Plus exclusive. So I could still buy that game. They might get it for a cheaper price, but I could still buy it.
No.
So it's like-
But I think that you should have the option to buy it if you're not subscribed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like if you're subscribed to it, or like just originally, you can buy those games. Nintendo has a lot of older games than PS4, and has a lot more games than
yeah,
PlayStation.
but I feel like everyone should have
the ability to
Okay,
buy
okay, yeah, that's what I believe.
Because
Anybody
that's
has the ability to buy it, but I feel like it should
everyone should be able to buy them.
Yeah, because then.
But everybody should have the
But you know what? Sorry,
but everybody should have
finish.
the benefit of subscribing to it and getting all of those games.
Like I said,
having
do
the
something what
option.
PlayStation does and give them discounts.
That's what I was gonna
That's
say.
I think would be better.
Hey, you could buy Super Metroid, but if you're subscribed, it's not $10, it's $6.
Yeah. So like.
Then you're like sold.
Yeah, or you could rent it for like
Yeah, and they could be like, "Are you
$2 a month or something?"
Yeah,
like,
do you have a subscription? Well, you don't have to buy it. You can rent it. I don't mind if that's an option.
Well, I
can
wouldn't
rent
say
it for-
renting it. I just think it would come with the subscription.
Yeah, and I'm saying if with the subscription gives you the ability to rent, that is perfectly cool with me.
They could do a thing where once every month you get to rent this game for like that whole month. You get that game, and then they take it back after the month's over, and they keep doing that. You can do something like that too. So you can try out different games if you want to.
I don't think that's gonna be I think that what it would be is that it would be more of like a PlayStation Now for some of those games.
Yeah, no.
But you would have the option
To
because
buy.
Nintendo's different like that to buy them differently.
Because like the PlayStation Now, you can't
That doesn't come
buy
with your
those
subscription.
games.
I know. You
Yeah,
can't buy
but
those
you also
games
just
either.
have so many good games, but
Yeah.
you can't buy
And
them.
they become online only, so like it's so there's an actual lag.
So yeah, anything? Who's next?
You're the last one.
I am.
Yeah.
But I think we're done with this because I think we all have whenever I heard renting, I feel like, oh yeah, you're just buying it for like a little bit, but I feel like it would be more subscription based.
I hate renting.
Yeah, I think when you were saying that, it's just because you were comparing it to PlayStation Now, and that's kind of why it's like.
But I feel like that's what they would do, just so that way they can say,
okay.
oh yeah, people are always playing these games, even though you have the SNES and NES Classic.
What's yours?
My real prediction is that we get like an official unveiling gameplay, maybe a bit of story for something about Pokemon.
Really?
I really think they're going to at
I
least...
firmly believe that's gonna happen.
I believe even if it's fucking December 31st next year, they're gonna sometime in 2018. I'm not saying early, late, mid, or whatever. They're gonna drop a gameplay trailer. That gives a clear title, and it's no bullshitting. They're going, this is what it is.
I
think
definitely late to mid. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't expect it early.
No,
I'm not expecting February.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I think they're name dropping in January's direct.
I could see them not dropping the name. I could see that.
Name dropping,
That's what I meant.
not dropping.
Name
I-
drop.
did
No,
I
you
said
said
not dropping the name.
Really? Fuck. Okay.
No,
You
I-
really can't English.
No, but I think they could be like,
God
oh
damn
yeah,
it.
and I hope everybody's enjoying Pokken and like Ultra Sun and Moon, but we have some news on Pokemon Switch. The games will officially be called this, and they will be coming out.
Wait. People actually play Pokken?
No, they'll
That's
just
a
say
thing?
people play Pokemon.
No, they'll say people play Pokken.
You know, I highly doubt they'll actually give it a title until a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, it'd be
definitely,
really cool.
I definitely think they're gonna say these are Pokemon blah and Pokemon blah. This is 8th generation. It will come out later this year, and then everybody starts freaking out. I can see that, or it says it's gonna be. We don't know if it will come out this year. We're hoping it will, but expect it definitely in 2019.
I mean,
in early 2019.
I'd love for them to name drop it in January. I just don't.
I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen earlier than expected because I feel as if that's gonna be the game for Nintendo for E3. Like, you know how they did Breath of the Wild and Mario? The only one that hasn't gotten that treatment is Pokemon.
That
Like,
is
out
true.
of the big
It's
three.
true. But like realistically,
The only other thing I could see is the Smash port, and if they're gonna go big on this Smash port, they're gonna have so many. They're gonna have probably more characters than we think, more stages, but they're gonna be clones of people.
Yeah, like,
Which is why I'm not gonna.
the only reason why I realistically think they won't name drop it this early, if it's not gonna come along with a trailer, but X and Y, if I'm correct, didn't get a name till the first official trailer. Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
They had like an 11-minute. They had
That's a
like an
fair
11-second trailer for
But-
Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Still a trailer.
They didn't have like gameplay though
Oh,
during the
true.
first one.
Then,
so with that being said,
Sun
I
and
feel
Moon.
like that's
Oh wait, no, that wasn't a gameplay trailer either.
that wasn't a gameplay trailer either. They just showed
Oh,
them
never mind.
working
Fuck
on it.
what I was saying.
Fuck what you were saying. Like literally, the only time that they've done that in like the last couple of years has been like Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
So you'll probably get a name drop soon.
So I think it's gonna be name dropped, and they're gonna say like,
If they have a working title, they might not be that far.
I think they have a working title. I think they had a working title since probably 3 months ago.
You never know. Games get a lot of different names. Do you know what Crash Bandicoot's name was in development?
I don't know. Tasmanian Devil?
Sonic's Ass Game.
Sonic's Ass Game?
I shit you not. That's what Naughty Dog called it.
God, I love
That is an
Because you were looking at the main
Yeah,
character. It's like as if you were looking at Sonic's ass the whole game.
That's phenomenal.
That is phenomenal.
Sonic's Ass Game. Only at Naughty Dog.
Okay, so
I guess that's it, unless we're doing the other stuff.
there is
The same
one
video,
more thing. There is one more thing I do want to bring up, and I just want to ask you guys. Because we're not gonna have a full blown discussion about this. It'll only be like 10 minutes, anyways. At max, Zelda DLC next year. Yes or no? If they do another season pass for it, or included with your season pass you bought. And why?
The thing is, I'm sure you guys probably know this, but according to
They're already producing the next Zelda.
Exactly.
I already know about it. I
So,
looked up the news.
I don't think that they'll do more DLC. They might.
I could see them doing a post game if they really needed
I see
to.
no more story.
Yeah,
But-
same.
But I feel as if literally there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
but-
There isn't. I don't think they will.
But I could see them doing it. Do they have another expansion pass?
No, that's beyond stupid. One expansion pass. That is my.
Do you
rule
think
on
that?
DLC.
Do you think that? Do you think that with the new one they'll add $10? If that is the case.
I think it's going to be like DLC Pack 1. We gave you another little something to do, and here's a few more like costumes that are from the old games. Have fun. Wait till the next one.
I could see them doing it for like a final like just costumes thing. I could definitely see that.
That's the only DLC I can realistically see. I don't see any story DLC in this game's future.
I agree.
I think they would probably
I
have told
can-
us they were, excuse me, making more.
People have been going up with all of these like weird rumors and stuff, so I just wanted to ask.
Got you. So, that it?
That's it.
Awesome.
All right,
It's like an hour.
that was an hour and like 18 minutes.
Nice.
So if you guys have enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below what your game of the year was and why, and subscribe as always, and we'll talk to you guys in the next video.
Later.
Bye.